Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another First MD internal scrim. Today we have a 36 versus 36 internal scrim, and we're calling this the Challenger Series. So, how this works is you have a more seasoned commander, Lieutenant Colonel Fives, and he's going to be facing off with Second Lieutenant Killa as the other commander. So, this is a 36 versus 36 internal scrim. Originally, it was planned for Poppers to be the other commander facing off against Fives. Unfortunately, he had something pop up last minute, so Killa has offered to step up and help take over. How this is going to work, this is an SEC modded layer, and it's going to be 36 versus 36, and you can see the different vehicles that we have available. So you have Logis on both sides, you have some lighter armor, you got BTRs, you got some a Tiger and a Kozak, and then we also have helicopters and Grads as well. This is going to be two 1 hour rounds, and how we calculate the winner is by the ticket differential. So we'll play the first round. We're going to see which team wins and by how many tickets, and then that count stays the same. After we play the second round, then the whoever has the most tickets between the two rounds wins the scrim. So we should be getting started here in just a moment. Let me check in game. Okay, looks like they're still getting set up. Let's look at both of the teams first. So starting with Fives aside, we have Maverick, Feathers, Degon, Hasselhoff, and Infected as the infantry squad leaders. You have Reese and Scoots in an IFE, Battle and Lyric in an IFE, and Dev in a heli. And then you have Mercy and Tungusta as your hats. So this team again is more of the seasoned squad leaders with a seasoned commander, and it's a bit of a David versus Goliath matchup. If we look on the other team, it used to be Poppers, now it's going to be Killa as a squad lead or as a commander. Then you have Rio, Kirides, 1 Inch, Irish, and Excalibur as your infantry squad leaders. You then have One Man and Slash in one IFE. You have Arch and Glassheart in another IFE, and Bishop in a heli. It's a little bit, it's pretty interesting, especially running, the AAS layers. So both teams know exactly where the points are going to be. Both teams have their first point already capped for them. So they're going to be fighting over these middle 3 points. If this is your first time watching a first MD scrim, these are our most competitive events that we offer. So it's more standard than your pickup game. Both teams have strategized beforehand on what lanes they want to play, how they want to play this match. So it's going to be pretty fun to watch. And I'm curious, how it's going to work out. I think that Russia has an advantage with their spawn being on the west side of the river. I think they're going to have an easier time to get to Neva Upper. And then we get to play both rounds. So regardless of how the first round goes, there's always a chance that, the team that lost can figure it out and come back. We saw that out of Poppers when he did an internal scrim, I think a little bit over a month ago. He was commanding, he lost the first round, and then he was able to wipe the second round. So it looks like we're still in Jensen's range, so we're getting the last few guys all situated. We have most of our players in game, and there is something on the line today. So there is a bet between the two commanders, between Killa and Fives, and that is whoever loses has to change their name. So for Fives, he's gonna have to change his name to Fours, and then Killa will have to change his name to Kill B, I think it was. So a little bit of skin in the game for both of the commanders, and this is definitely going to be a fun one to watch. How this one worked too, we changed it up, or the scrim team changed it up on how players were selected. So for this scrim, the scrim team selected both of the commanders. The commanders themselves chose who their squad leaders were. So it was up to the commanders on who they wanted out of everyone that signed up to be a squad leader for this event. And then as far as the players filling out the squads, that was randomized by the scrim team to try and keep it fair. So this is definitely a test more for the squad leaders and the commanders. Like I said, it's a little bit of a David versus Goliath matchup. Does Fives' experience and his squad leaders, very experienced players, are they going to be able to prove that they're the best squad leaders in the division? Or is Killa and his gang of up and coming SLs going to give them a run for their money? So it should be a few more minutes here until we see the map roll. Again, this is going to be on Gorodoc. And what I'm looking forward to see is probably the use of the helis. How are both teams going to use their helicopters to either insert squads fast? We're probably going to see them play the role of scouting, flying high, and trying to stay out of the way as well. The armor is going to play a big factor. We did see in previous internal scrims that if a team was able to get their IFEs positioned up high and get good vantage points, then that could help change the tide of the round. We had an internal scrim on Narva. Yeah, it was the one I was talking about with Poppers probably a little over a month ago, and we saw that change the game. So how this works, both teams are starting at 300 tickets. You can see here in the bottom left. If you capture an initial flag, so one of these gray points, you're going to get plus 30 tickets. And then if you lose a flag, you get minus 30 tickets. And it looks like a full flag capture. So if you take one of your enemy's flags, that's 60 tickets. So there's a lot of ticket swing that happens off of these points. You're going to see a lot of people probably clustered, around Neva Upper fighting for that middle point. Taking a look in game, we're getting a few more people trickling in. We should be swapping the map here soon. No, I'm streaming on YouTube. That is, find that link. Copy link address. It's 3 minutes behind, so the delay at least on YouTube's 3 minutes behind. But for you guys that are hanging out in the VC, you guys get to see this happen live. All right, there we go. We just rolled the map. Quick.
Bruh.
So since we get 2 rounds of this, I'll follow each team. So let's start with the. We'll start with the Fives' team. We're going to see how their comms sound. Last time it was a little unfortunate when Fives commanded an internal scrim. His mic had some issues. So in the first round, he wasn't able to talk to his squad leaders for the majority of that round. And they ended up losing that round. So I don't think he's going to have that issue today. And we have, 3 minutes left in the staging period, waiting for the admin to call out if this is live or not. And what's cool with the SEC layer is we get a bunch of cool keybinds. And let me see what I can do here again. It's cool as I can teleport. So if I do this, should let me teleport. There we go. Second. So we're going to want to hear some of the command comms this game. Let's turn this up a little bit. All right, what's cool with these controls too, you can do some pretty cool stuff. I can turn on transparent mode, and I can see through all these buildings, so it makes it easier to see all these CQC fights. Turn that off for now. I'm going to turn on the hab radius and the rally radius, and you'll see what that looks like once the game gets underway. It'll draw circles on the map or on the screen, and you can see how close you have to be to burn a rally or how close you have to be to proxy a hab. Minimize those.
Назначен новый командир.
We also shouldn't have squads locked so that way our guys can rally hop.
Yes, unlock squads for that.
You're hearing that experience come in right there.
You want me to kick Clay?
From Lyric, that's a tactic you usually see in competitive squad with rally hopping. And how that works, if you, let's say you're a rifleman, you die, and your squad doesn't have a rally, you can join another squad. As long as you keep the same rifleman kit, you can join on that new squad's rally, and you keep your ammo. So it's a pretty cool tactic that you can use if you just need to get bodies into a point. And it looks like we are going to be live here in about 40 seconds after the staging period ends. So we're going to be following the Russian team. That's going to be Russia versus Ukraine again. We'll be starting here in about 25 seconds. The rollout is very important for these. The timing matters a lot when it comes to these smaller scale scrims. If you're able to get to your point on time, that can change the course of the game. Live in 5, 4, 3, 2, here we go. Not a bad rollout. You can see that the lodges look to be splitting up. I'm gonna follow the helicopters, see where they decide to go.
Watch them have the same exact plan and we hot drop like the opposite sides.
I mean, maybe. I kind of doubt it would be honestly.
You can see the Ukraine helicopter right there. Both helicopters passing each other. All right, so the Russians going with a pretty ballsy plan here. They're going to be hot dropping right onto Neva. You do see the Ukrainian helicopter is going to be positioned more to the north, and they're going to be going for a hot drop as well, it looks like. So Dev able to get all those Russian troops out, and I like this plan because they're able to get guys right onto that middle cap. And then if we look to the west, we have fives here with a couple guys capping Rye Caves Club. And you see the armor coming in from the west. So far, this plan looks really good. You do have a bit of a rat squad element from Ukraine. Let's see if they... Doesn't look like they're going to be shooting the Logi. Yeah, both helis noticing each other. But Russia with a really solid game plan so far. So they have firm control of the middle point and their first point as well. You can see right here there's a grouping of armor for the Ukraine side here crossing this main bridge. And they're going to be running into a Russian hat here very soon. There you go, Silver Mercy able to get a shot off. And a bit of a hop drop of their own from the Ukrainian side, using that IFE to deploy forward troops. They're hurting a little bit, so they're going to have to bugger off. But they were able to get troops right into the center of Neva Upper. We're seeing our first engagements. Looks like Nightmare goes down. Crony gets traded out. And the Ukrainians have firm control of that house, but the Russians have the grid of control of the area. Another shot there from Silver Mercy. And here's our second hot drop here with another IFE. Seeing lots of infantry fighting here on the middle point. This is where the game is going to be decided. It looks like the Ukrainians here, yep, they got to fob down. They're going to be building up that hab. Here's the markings I was telling you about earlier. And hold up, we just got a helicopter kill. So Reese able to take down the Ukrainian helicopter. And that's a pretty important kill. That means the Ukrainians for the next, let's see. It doesn't give the timer, but probably for another, 5 or so minutes, the Ukrainians are not going to have access to the helicopter to spot. The Russians now pushing up with their own IFEs, and they're going to start mopping up the infantry. They take out a logistics truck, so Reese right now, with 2 very important kills, killed a Logi and killed a helicopter. Meanwhile, on the point, it looks like the Russians are duking it out still with the Ukrainian forces. Krusty Krab Pizza with a nice flank there. Bit of a trade. And now it looks like it's just inches left, but he's going to be all alone. He goes down, and the Russians win that engagement. We're going to check back in there in just a second. On the east side, we see that the Russians are starting a play, pushing down to the south, it looks like. And we do have a bit of a flank here happening in the southwest. You can see, who's the squad leader? You can see Feathers here is positioned all the way here to the southwest, and they're going to try and flank. You can see that this squad here from Ukraine has a similar idea. They're going to be running along in the forest too. The Ukrainians still haven't captured their first point at Solenivka. Looks like they should be capping here soon. But the Russians have 1 chevron at Neva Upper. It looks like that just got canceled out. So neither team capping this middle point right now. Mortars are starting to fly in. It's getting chaotic. Dry goes down, Maverick able to get the kill, but Killa lurking around the corner. Look at the kill feed, Volt is putting in work in the distance. Nice shot there from Thaniel, able to take out 2 with that frag round. Able to show the cap zone. I don't think I'm able to show the cap zone.
How you doing, Danny Pooh?
Really accurate mortars coming in there. Irish goes down. And right now, the Russians, they have 1 chevron on the point yet again. Atomic Monkey goes down. It looks like he got out of the vehicle and gets blown up, and Reese Witherspoon goes down as well. So that's 1 IFE dead on the Russian side. Lyric and Battle Goose going to take that as a sign to get the hell out of Dodge. And there you go. Neva Upper has been captured. You can see that ticket swing there for the Russian side. And now all they have to do is hold out, don't lose any vehicles, and they should be okay to win the game. Really good hab placement here from both teams. You have Russians, in the northwest. You got the Ukrainians in the southeast. And these are the different lane gameplay that I was talking about earlier. Each squad has a role to play. You can see here how on the Russian side, they're enforcing that. Each squad is focusing on a certain area. And as long as they're able to hold out, they should be all right. What is going on here? They're not recognizing each other. Valiant trying to get a knife kill. And a bit of some blue on blue action there. You can see a little bit of confusion from both teams. Looks like the one person on each team left in this area. You got Stubbly and you got Volt. I see Daniel's up as well. So let's take another look at the map here, see what's been progressing. You do see a rat squad here from Infected Scientists that's moving up to Soloniki. And it looks like there's really no Ukrainians at that point. You do see a wraparound here. Hold on, let's go take a look. And you hear that call out too that we have the radio. So Teodor and Movan here are both positioned at the Ukrainians' radio. And Teodor is going to start digging this down soon, and that's going to kill the spawn for the Ukrainians. Movan getting set up in a good position to try and help defend when the Ukrainians inevitably start to push down and defend the radio. So you have that going on, but hold up. If I go back to the northwest here, you're seeing a similar play from the Ukrainians. You see that Hab has been proxied. And let's take a look at the radio. Okay, no, never mind. The radio is on bleed for the Russians. And it doesn't look like they'll be able to save that. So that's minus 20 tickets for the Russian side. And that's severely going to hurt, Russia's ability to hold this point. In the meantime, Movin's trying to hold off the Ukrainians coming back because the Ukrainians' radio is also down as well. About to start that bleed out timer. And just trying to make that heroic play. He gets taken out, so the Ukrainian radio should get put on bleed here soon. And now both teams without a team spawn point for Neva Upper. We do see that rat squad from earlier. They're making their way closer to Soloniki. They might start being able to cap here shortly. Ukrainians trying to do everything they can to save this radio. It's only a 75-second bleed out timer. So they're not able to take all day to try and save this. Wow, that was a good shot there from Rusty. Takes out Teodor. And is there enough time for Pakiha to get this radio back up? There should be.
I'm hit from behind.
Oh no, he gets blown up. Movan with the last second kill blows up Pakiha. And that radio now, there's only seconds left to spare. Movan coming in here as well, trying to see if he can finish the job. And Rusty has no choice. Wow, what a clutch up by Movan there. Ensures that the Ukrainian radio stays down, and that's minus 20 tickets. So both teams now without a spawn point at Neva Upper. Both teams also just lost 20 tickets from those radios. See a transport truck that was taken out in the distance. As of right now, there's not really too many Ukrainians on Neva Upper. So the Russians still holding off there. If I go and teleport to the next port at Soloniki, you can see now that this lurk squad led by infected scientists have located another radio. So they're going to start digging this one down now, make sure that the Ukrainians are not able to spawn here anymore, and they're already capping one chevron. So you can see here the... Looks like the experienced squad leads right now are proving their worth.
This is not a scrim anymore.
Let's move it towards.
Hear a little bit of complaining there out of Brian, so you can see the HAB is going to be disabled, and there are no immediate Ukrainians. We might see Inches here try to do a little bit of a dive bomb from the east. We'll see what they're going to do here. In the meantime, Neva Upper's looking pretty good for the Russians.
We're going to hop everything up.
Okay, you hear that game plan from Fives here. He's going for a steamroll. So the game plan is, if this lurk squad is able to take over Soloniki, then they're going to hop the rest of the team's resources to go straight to Farmstead. So the question now is, are the Ukrainians able to get this point back? I think they will be. I don't think they're going to be able to salvage the radio, but there's just simply not enough Russians here to capture this point. See, that cap has already stalled with Killa running onto the cap point.
One sec. Yep.
We see a shot in the distance. It looks like Dev just got towed by Glassheart. What a shot.
Keep going there though, Dagon. I've got Vendetta coming in with Logi.
The thing is, Killa here is only a squad leader, so he wouldn't be able to help salvage the radio. He doesn't have a shovel. So, a valiant effort from him, but not much he could have done there. He has some backup coming in here, and it looks like the Ukrainians are going to be able to stop this cap. But not the radio. So the radio bleeds out. That's another minus 20 tickets there for the Ukrainian side. But the Ukrainians were able to fend off that capture, at least, of the flag. So, great push there from Infected Scientists. You hear the praise there from Fives as well. And let's go check back in. See how things are going over here towards Neva Upper.
Dagon, tell your guy to pull back a little bit. Your medic, he's getting right into the mortars.
Let's just get this one from these guys.
See some infantry strewn about. The Ukrainians are retaking Soloniki.
Place that hab wherever you think is necessary.
And we hear that Fives' team is going for a hab placement. Still here caught between a rock and a hard place. So as of right now, a little bit of a standstill. Looks like the Russians were able to get a hab set back up directly on Neva Upper. This is going to cement their control of this middle cap. And right now, with that control of the middle cap, that initiates a 1 ticket per minute bleed on the Ukrainian side.
Any boat markers? Any boat markers?
Negative, I got nothing over on this east side. There's nothing happening here.
Copy.
What you're hearing right there for those callouts with boat markers, that's how typically in scrims you'll call out to request mortar strikes. So there's a dedicated mortar squad You'll see on the map, I don't think we have any right now, but if someone were to place down a boat marker that's saying, hey, I want a mortar here. And then the mortar team sees that, they'll mark it then with the helicopter, I believe, to indicate, hey, rounds are on the way. So let's see where those mortars are. Yeah, it looks like they're coming here from, what's this point called? Rye Caves Club. And we should see similar mortars here from the Ukrainian side. Typically, you set it 1 point back, but I don't think they have them set up. Again, for now, it's kind of in a standstill for now. Both teams made a very aggressive play onto the middle point. Ultimately, it ended up working out for the Russians. So now the Ukrainians trying to regroup. You know, they had a bit of a scare with almost losing Soloniki, and now they need to figure out, how do we get back into this fight? And the only way is they need to figure out how to capture this middle point.
Copy. Keep it marked 7. Gates up. Contact front. Contact front.
Eyes.
The other one is called Blades.
Ice.
Might be
Watch
more.
to the northwest.
Yeah, there's definitely
Because
more.
old Alvin SL.
Russian infantry getting shredded right now in the swamps.
Yeah, let's hold back. Hold back from the forest. To the east.
Yep.
We're gonna loop around.
Yeah, Turtle's there realizing, hey, we're probably not in the best position. Solo Cup here putting up a pretty good defense. There you go. There he goes down. But he was able to stall those Ukrainian infantry for a decent bit there. You can see Movan in the tree line along with Lutfisk. They're just going to be poking and prodding and trying to delay the advance of the Ukrainian team. Movan there eventually goes down. Tab out for a second. All right.
I'm out of UAV. It'll go down in less than a minute. And then we are 8 minutes away from
Lutfisk here able to get more kills and just help delay that push of infantry. Let's go take a look over here to the northeast.
Yep.
Looks like a Vendetta here has been holding this push as well.
Dev, good call outs, good roll outs there. New boat.
Do we know how many are still up?
Looks like we should see some conflict over here. This is a Logi here from the Russian side. And you can see those boat marks there. Looks like mortar should be coming in from Fives' team. And this Logi just driving right into the forest. Good rockets there from Atomic Monkey. Takes out Stubbly, who is driving the Logi. These are some super duper accurate rockets here. So this Logi, for the moment, is immobilized. And we're going to see if the Russians realize what they just did. Because the Ukrainians were trying to get a fob set up to attack Neva Upper. Yeah, there you go. You hear that call out there. The Ukrainians here able to get a radio down. It's a little bit of a an oh shit radio, realizing that they could get blown up at any instant, so they're going to try to get this down, try to get a spawn point so they can attack Neva upper.
They have a radio down.
Yeah, the Russians there, they just indicated that they heard the radio was down. Stubbly able to run right past the Russians. And this radio now is not in the best spot, because if these Russians are able to kill Stubbly, kill Steel, then that's a free minus 20 tickets. But pretty good positioning here from Stubbly. And I believe that the Ukrainians should be able to hold on for now. Dig on there, figuring out where exactly the radio is.
We're being attacked at right waves. As soon as I can get Kremlin back.
Nice kill.
But if you guys take it out first, of course.
And Digon does not have a shovel. Even if he did, he's getting flanked. And now the Russians know exactly where that radio is. So you're going to see them keep on trying to poke and prod. You can see Pancakes there lurking in the tree line. But the Ukrainians are still going to try their best to see if they can get that dug down. In the meantime, to the west, we have Squad 3 here, Irish, and it looks like he knows exactly, at least where the radio used to be for the Russians. So he's going to try and poke and prod again, see if he can go find the new radio.
Hey, do we know who's flying their helo?
Bishop.
Got at least a 5-man rifleman team on Sonicky defending from infected.
You're going to be spotting Irish running out.
Pushing out, pushing out.
Sorry, repeat.
Kremlin is gonna
Down.
put orders right on that.
Enemy heli spotted coming in southwest of Squad 7. Again, enemy heli southwest of
Bit of infantry fighting here. Let's go check out how it's going here in the forest. So again, the Russians know exactly where this radio is, and there's not really any Ukrainians to help defend it. The Rich there winning a really important gunfight. See if Fake Kaz is able to get to the radio and start digging it down. See that airstrike that just came in, just took out the Russian Hab. So the Hab gets blown up by the airstrike. It's still here though, it's just staged, so the Russians will be able to dig this back up. That doesn't really change too much. If anything, it just delays the spawn-ins. It gives the Ukrainians an opportunity to come and proxy it if they're able to get close. A bit over 30 minutes left in this scrim. Looking in the tickets in the top, you can see that Fives' team, the Russian side, is winning substantially, almost by 100 tickets. And you can see the stats in the very bottom of the screen. You can see there's definitely more incapacitations, 78 versus 47, less deaths, and way more revives, 114 revives, that looks like. Sorry, 21 revives. Let me see, how do I...
possible armor movement moving through.
Stats, let me open this.
Just try and get your guys right there to dig that shit down.
Okay, so Fives' team has 115 incapacitations, 78 kills, and they've died 49 times. On Killa's side, on the Ukrainian side, a lot less incapacitations, only 70, but they do have more revives as well. You can see the number of vehicles destroyed too is fairly even, 4 versus 5. The main difference has been the point captures. See over here that this radio is still being fought over. still goes down, and this gives... It looks like the Russians will be able to get this radio down. It's already on bleed. That's going to be a minus another 20 tickets there for the Ukrainian side, so they're about to go down to a 147. In the meantime, at Neva Upper, you do see more Ukrainians pushing in. The Habs not yet proxied. It's about to be. Ooh, nice shot from Zarya. Takes down Results. Lane goes down as well. The Hab is still up, at least in the meantime, though. There you go, 146 tickets. The radio just bled out for the Ukrainian side. Now more than a 100 ticket difference between both of the teams. 31 minutes left in this first round.
Hilo over Raichev.
Take a look at the larger map, see what else is going on. A bit quiet for now. Looks like for the most part Russians have complete control of Neva Upper. Not too much happening right now. Looks like the Ukrainians are starting to reset now, trying to figure out another game plan on how to attack Neva Upper. So they were trying to get something set down, as we saw in the northeast. That got sniffed out pretty quickly by the Russian side.
Let me pull the other medic in.
What is that? You're pinging out, Dev?
That's a light vehicle on 2.
Copy.
They might be low. We got a body that's not going away over here.
Good, good.
Vehicle moved
Yeah,
down.
looks like we get a little bit of a breather for now.
Southwest copy.
Both teams doesn't look like they'll be really having any contact, at least for now. We do see, though, that it looks like Bishop's getting shot at.
The hell he's flying off with for shipping yard? I'm just gonna keep an eye on him.
Earlier in the game, we saw that Reese was able to get some pretty important kills with their BTR. They took out the Ukrainian helicopter fairly early on, and also a Ukrainian logistics truck. So he was able to do some pretty good work, and that definitely hurt the Ukrainians' ability to spot and to get additional fobs down. Right now, the majority of the Ukrainian side spawning at Soloniki, and you can see they're starting to try and push up a little bit to the north side.
Yeah, I've got eyes on it. I'll tell you if it does anything.
See, this ring right here is a rally radius. So this rally's right here in the center and extends 30 meters on all sides.
Anyone else having server problems?
Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah, 2 of my guys. 2 guys. Heavy rubber banding.
Hearing about a few server problems. I'm not seeing anything on my end.
Brad coming in.
Yeah, grad far east.
Yeah, I've got one of my levels having issues.
Doesn't seem like it's happened to everyone. Yeah, I guess that's it. All the people that said something were European.
They quite
So I've been
literally
good.
Okay, it sounds like the Europeans are having
Yeah, my entire squad is here.
some networking issues with the servers.
Some mofo.
The Ukrainians now, it looks like they're trying for a different approach. It doesn't look like they're trying to... It doesn't look like the Ukrainians are trying to attack Neva Upper again. You could see that, for the most part, they're in defensive positions. So, you know, maybe they're trying to cut their losses, trying to slow their ticket bleed. They don't want to lose another radio, obviously.
Hilo's
And if you can hold your ground
Behind it too.
and get a good amount of kills, you can drop this ticket difference, and that gives you a fighting chance in the next round.
Try to bait him back this way. Me and fucking.
It looks like that is the game plan right now. So the emphasis to make any moves is going to be placed here on the Russian side instead.
Pretty. Is it okay if I go pee?
You can hear a little bit of banter there in the command chat. You know, Fives is saying, "Hey, we're good. I'm gonna walk away for a second."
He's front up a little bit. He's
You can see some miscellaneous shots here across the tree line. No major engagements for now. Like I was saying, the Ukrainians deciding that, hey, we want a turtle, we want to protect our objective. And you can see the Russians are poking and prodding around this next point. We have a lurk squad down here in the southeast.
He's going back towards Neva.
This one looks like it's led by by infected scientists. The same rat squad that we saw earlier take out the radio at Saloniki. Yeah, I forgot about that. Looking at the difference in the ticket count, it's of course it's the middle cap, but it's also the radio difference. So the Ukrainians were able to take out the Russians' radio at Neva Upper, but Fives' team was able to take out 3 radios. One at Neva Upper, one at Saloniki, then one northeast of Neva Upper. So right there, that's 60 tickets.
How does that just save it for now?
Yeah, I'd say save it. Soloniki's kind of an issue, but we're just bullying them here. Got a full squad off of point defending Soloniki. Some head pressure here at least.
You can hear the comms there. Fives' team wanting to just keep the pressure up, but not really an emphasis on attacking the next point.
I need a replacement driver for next round.
Yeah, just fucking up him too much.
Yeah, he quite literally can't even get in the seat right now.
Okay, I mean, if you can hopefully find someone. Find anyone you trust.
That's a cool feature too. I just right-clicked on him in the bottom right. You can see his first-person point of view.
Up above that may be able to drive.
For any of you guys currently in this Discord channel, if you didn't hear that, Fives' team is going to need a driver for next round. So expect for Fives to come in here and ask if any of you guys are down to drive.
He was perfect. We were just playing fucking regular squad.
That sucks. You would think that.
The way it goes, man. The way it goes.
You would think that private servers like this would be better. Public ones.
We advise enemy mortars are operational again. Enemy mortars operational.
Dev, if you can find it, we can always fucking articulate for your project.
Not much to report right now. We're chilling for now. It looks like there's really not too much happening. Both teams staying where they are. Helicopters both flying around, trying to scout out any potential pushes.
BTR due heading west.
Is there or ticket bleed?
Should be. That's how, I mean, we are definitely up.
Fives is correct there. They are definitely up. There's some good mortars coming in here. Looks like Feathers and Twins did get spotted out. Nice mortars from the Ukrainian side. Oh, shit. Team kill. We do have a push here from the Ukrainian IFE. They're going to be pushing up here Don't really have any infantry support though if they get immobilized. Yeah, so 5's team, they already know where that BTR is. And you can see that the Russian armor is responding.
Their mortar may be online now, but it won't be for long.
See if the Russian IFE heard them drive by. I don't think they did. Both IFEs, they're stationary, both trying to scan for each other. They don't know that they're just a few trees apart.
Is external on 9 observed. I say again, we got external hab on 9 observed, sticking out the building.
Yeah, that's a nice call out there. Looks like the Russians know exactly where that hab is, and what that means is it's open to commander utility, whether that's an airstrike, whether that's artillery. Having a hab outdoors is no bueno. You can see there's 2 rallies here that they should be able to burn. Oh, Fluffle just outside of the radius of their rally. Infected is going to be burning this rally, though, as soon as he moves forward.
I think they're turtling everyone.
5's would be correct in his assumption there. The Ukrainian guys are turtling. Now the Ukrainians are aware that, hey, there's some Russians here in the southeast corner. So they're going to push and prod. Irish should see infected here. Nice nade there. Infected and Fluffle getting the hell out of Dodge. They don't want any part in that. The 2 rallies burned here for the Ukrainian side.
Want a tac quest on that building?
And Infected and Marksman not in the best spot here. They're going to be sandwiched between a few different Ukrainians. They're getting flanked by Stu and by Brian. Meanwhile, Irish is pushing them in the tree line. Infected goes down. Now it's just Marksman left here in the rocks. It's not bad though. Rally's still up there for that Russian rat squad. So they can keep spawning and poking and prodding, and as long as they keep the attention of the Ukrainian side, it's perfectly fine. They got plenty of tickets to work with.
He did it.
I think I heard it.
There's no way. He better clip it.
Looks like both IFEs still
Mercy and the Bad Man currently on their hab.
not sure where each other are. We do see some commander artillery coming in here. This looks to be Ukrainian artillery coming in. And what's interesting, hold up. We should see an IFE engagement here soon. Something to keep note of too, in scrims there's no main camping rule. So if Glassheart and Killa are able to take out Lyric here, they could keep going all the way back to main and just camp their main. Wow, Lyric wins that fight. So Lyric there, one-manning the BTR, is able to take out the Ukrainian IFE. That's ridiculous. So he's able to successfully take them out. It looks like the Ukrainian barrage has stopped for now. And now Russia's commander artillery is starting to come in. Wait a second. Silver Mercy able to get all the way up into this building.
I think he said.
Oh, Silver Mercy, yeah, is camping the hab.
Already on Solniki.
There's no fucking way.
And he trades out,
He
but
loses
Silver
to
gets
one dude,
so
bro.
many kills here in this hab. And we're gonna see if this hab, part of it is external.
Yeah, just one close.
And Killa does not have a shovel, so if the hab gets damaged, he's not gonna be able to dig it back up without reviving his teammate. So Killa able to stay alive. He was going to find the medic to pick up. All of these guys should get picked back up. That was a really rat play there from Silver Mercy. Kudos to him. And another heli gets taken out.
I just hit the crap out of Soloniki with that creeping barrage. So I'm sure
Yeah, that was a good commander artillery. It kept the Ukrainians turtled up even harder. And Infected Scientist now, his rat squad yet again is going to poke and prod and see if they're able to get more kills. Practically all the Ukrainian infantry is here at Soloniki. Flawful severely outgunned there. Ballsy there from Infected. He just had his binocs out. He gets taken down. Marksman here 1v1ing a field gun apparently. Yeah, he sees that and he decides, hell no, I'm gonna go this way.
Be advised they are on the artillery again.
Go see what's happening.
I say again, the artillery is in
Vendetta here going for a bit of a rat play. Like I said, there's no rule against main camping, so if he wanted to, he could put mines right here outside of the main.
Dude, they're like ants on that.
The grad, give me a call out, I'll shoot it.
Yeah, you hear the comms there, Dev saying, hey, all their infantry's at Soloniki. Just blow it up.
Actually, yeah, Lyric, if you want to light up all of the east side of Soloniki, from 2 observe to 9 observe, if
I'm gonna
possible.
light it up like 4th of July, baby, don't you worry.
Honestly, with how spread it is, if you just aim in the middle, you probably hit also.
You hear that call out lyrics about a light up Soloniki like the 4th of July. Marksman, meanwhile, going to work in the tree line. He gets taken out. Not before he takes down 2 Ukrainians.
Got shot out.
Oh no, Lyric gets shot out of the grad.
Yep, I'm having Monkey come up.
Yeah, there you go. One man in slash batter here. They were able to find Lyric in the grad. He gets shot out. So that plan to light up Soloniki like the 4th of July. On hold for now.
It's about 300 meters away from anything.
What's going on over here? Is that a Logi? That's a Logi here. So Default and Excalibur, they might be trying to go and set up a last minute hero attack hab. Not if physics has anything to say about it. So we'll check back on them here in a minute and we'll see if they're able to get down a surprise attack fob. The Russians not really looking anywhere to the north. You know, if Squad 4 gets their rally burned, then they'll know something's happening. But they're not really worried about it.
We got Logi to the north on Forest Move.
Looks like the Grad just went down, and we have the IFEs fighting each other now. And wow, one man takes him out. So Reese Without a Spoon, Atomic Monkey, they get blown up. Same with the Grad that Lyric was trying to use earlier. So nice little double kill there from Slash Batter and one man. That brings the ticket count a little bit down, but still quite a large gap here between both of the teams.
Nah, we're good. We're good.
Squad 4's rally did not get burnt. It looks like Squad 1 is going to have their rally burnt here soon. Default and Excalibur getting out of the Logi. And let's see if they're able to make something happen here.
We're good on Reggae. I wouldn't worry about it. Even if they get, it's not going to affect us too much.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna do like a northeast thing.
11 minutes left here in this scrim. Not that much time.
About 10 minutes left.
So if Default and Excalibur want to get something done, it's got to be time now. Let's go take a look, see what else is happening.
They don't need build. Never mind. They've got Never mind.
There we go. Now they're all loaded in. So same story over here at Soloniki. You have Infected Scientist Squad is ratting, poking, and prodding, and they know by now, hey, there's no one pushing from the Ukrainian side. They're all just hurled in the point.
Any eyes on enemy heli?
Oh, we shot down the enemy heli. So it should
Oh,
probably be
okay.
a couple minutes before it's back up.
Interesting here. Looks like Excalibur goes down, or Default goes down, so just Excalibur left. And I guess my question is, did they have supplies in the Logi? Like, was their plan to get a flop down? Because I think they pushed a little bit too far now. Excalibur's about to get hunted down.
Yeah, by the time that BTR is back, the game will be over, so.
Excalibur barely tolling that line. He does burn the rally, though. That should tell this squad of Russians, hey, look to your southeast.
Yeah, we've had multiple.
Those Russians going to find that Logi, too. They might be able to blow it up. Unfortunately, not too much happens there from Default and Excalibur. I thought it would have been cool if we saw a last-minute fob. Maybe they didn't have supplies to get, a half down. Who knows?
Avid radio and readjust your line.
Yeah, heard. Oh, you gonna have him do that?
And you see in the kill feed right there, Excalibur just went down.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, log direct on 2.
You said
One man here going to work in his IFE. Let's go find where they are.
Like, exact mark.
They're absolutely going to work with this IFE, just picking off Russians from a distance. Fortunately, a little bit too late in this game for all the stuff they're doing to turn the tide, but they are definitely helping lower that ticket differential.
where you said that.
You can see we had a little bit of a skirmish here, and the tree line, Silver Mercy, Infected go down. And same story, Falafel, Marksman. They're going to keep pushing and prodding, trying to disable that mortar if they can. 8 minutes left now in the match.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like, this is their second radio on
Wait,
Soloniki.
Infected, real quick, I need to tell you this. So I ran in the first
More is inbound.
Hey, they're mortaring us, by the way.
Is this not your
Those were my
Not a bad nade, doesn't quite yet reach Flawful. There's another one. Flawful and Infected go down from Crony. That was a good
I'm
nade.
gonna respawn on your rally.
Insane.
Never mind, I
Hold on,
can't do that.
I'm
That's
respawn.
with you.
I have vendettas with us at the moment. We can't.
Rally gets burned. It's just up to HVAC marksman now.
We can't really change kids either, unfortunately.
Nope.
Nice shooting from marksman.
Fuck. The only thing he wiggled was
He finally gets blown up there. Lots of Ukrainian resources being held up there. Nice work again from the Rat Squad. Let's go check out what's happening. That BTR or the IFE still looks to be up here.
Yeah, it's direct on to observe.
Might be able to hit that heli.
Yeah, it's just sitting.
See Dev is spotting that IFE right now as well. Looks like Excalibur in default. That was loud. Excalibur in default, trying to see what they can do to, you know, push across again. Looks like they're getting held up. What's going on down here? No Ukrainian infantry on this side of the river. We do see a bit of a line defense here from the Ukrainian side, and yeah, they're just turtling. 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes now left in this first round.
I think they're just vibing. That vehicle's not doing anything.
If you could possibly tell the rush, if you want to shoot it from this mortar mark to like the other mortar mark, that would be perfect. There's so many.
You can see now Reese is going to be going to the east, and they're going to try and hunt down this IFE and get some revenge. Four minutes and 40 seconds left in this first round. See here if this oh, I'm glitching. Hold up.
It's on like a cliff just overlooking.
That was weird. Alright, there we go. We're back through the bottom of the map here. And this Russian IFE here, you can see they're focused more on trying to this IFE is trying to shoot grenades and, you know, take out infantry, seeing what tickets they can get out. The thing though is they don't know about this Russian IFE, just in the distance. Already on fire, they get blown up. Great work there. Atomic Monkey takes them out. You can see that was a team effort. Dev and the helicopter's been calling out that Ukrainian IFE's position for the past 5 minutes, and they get blown up. 43 tickets now left for the Ukrainian team.
Try and remember how many vehicles we've taken out.
A lot.
And as we go through this river here, you can see the clear divide.
It never went back to me.
Ukrainians still turtled on the east. Russians happy with all the control they have on the west and the north.
Throw down a attack request.
3 minutes now left in the first round.
Hopefully it goes the timer gets up. I'll be
Attack down. They kind of just built a bunch of walls.
Alrighty. Ooh, we see that last-minute commander artillery coming in here from the Russian team. And there's plenty of time for this to pan out. Still 2 minutes left in the game. This is probably going to eat even more tickets here from the Ukrainian side. And that's what Fives is trying to do. He wants to pad his lead as much as he possibly can so that he doesn't have to worry in the second round.
It's quicker for us to get vehicles, but their vehicles are better, and they have better, anything that's better than
See some intermittent fighting here. The Rat Squad taking on the entire might of the Ukrainian side. Keeping them busy.
Sure. I would say though, make sure with we're a minute and a half away. Make sure people are staying back. We do not need to lose tickets for no reason.
Yeah, you can see the experience they're talking. You don't need to go and keep pushing and losing tickets. No need to give up either. If you're down, just stay down. Conserve every single ticket you can to keep this advantage. See this artillery come in right on the point. The Ukrainians realizing, holy shit, we're about to get artillery struck again, so they're getting indoors. Roni bleeding. It looks like he was able to get indoors just in time. This effectively just nullifies the mortar. Atomic Monkey getting a lot of kills in the distance. Trying to see what's happening over here. Oh, Reese without a spring gets taken out. Atomic Monkey able to get a good amount of kills across the river, and that's the end of game 1. We have 184 and we have 38. So that was a difference of 146 tickets for round 1. We typically have a 5-minute break, so we'll probably start that here soon, and then we'll get rolling to the second round. Looking at the stats, though, you can see big difference here in the number of kills. 171 in caps, 112 in caps, 105 kills versus... Oh, that just rolled. So yeah, we're starting the break now. Looking at that first round, you could definitely see the game plan from Fives' team, from the Russian team. It worked out. They were able to hot drop. They were able to get right on the point. They took their first point in the middle point pretty quickly, and then they were just able to lose less radios. So they only lost 1 radio. Meanwhile, the Ukrainians lost 3 radios. So those two put together won them the game quite heavily. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to step away here for a moment too. And then as soon as we roll, we'll be live for round 2. All right, we see the message there. We are rolling the server in 2 minutes. Gotta bump this up. So we're gonna run it back and swap sides. So previously, Flavs was on the Russian team and Killa was on the Ukrainian team. They're gonna swap to the other teams, and then we're gonna run back the exact same layer and see what adjustments each team is going to make. So from that first game, we saw that we had. Have this out real quick. We saw we had a 146 ticket difference. So that's how much Five's team won in the first round. What that means is that Killa's team has to win by 147 tickets in this next round. So they need something crazy to happen. They need to take the middle point. They need to take out a few radios. We're going to see if they're able to do that. And again, there's some stakes on the line here. So if Killa is not able to figure out a way to have a comeback, then he's gonna have to change his name to Kill B. And if Fives, somehow if that comeback does happen, then Fives will have to change his name to Fours. Now here we go. We're gonna roll. Staging period is gonna start, and then we'll be live. So I'm gonna swap over to the Russian side now, so we can hear Killa's team's comms. Wait, make sure all the squads are created. All right, so this time we're going to be following the Russian team again, but it's going to be Killa's team. We're going to hear their command comms, kind of see what kind of game plan they're able to come up with. I'm expecting an aggressive push. They need to make something happen. They need to definitely capture the first point and figure out a way to roll that into Soloniki. So we got about 2.5 minutes, and then we're going to see what they're able to do.
Killa.
Yeah, what's up?
I put Fogration where I'm putting the radio, and then I put a reinforced thing where I'm putting Hab.
Yep, beautiful. make sure to keep your rally up near that radio.
Yeah, I will.
You can see the game plan here from the Russian team. You can see it looks like, I bet you this is going to be a heli hot drop off the bat with Neva. Try to get just a really quick and dirty fob setup so you can get spawns at Neva. And then you just heard that call out there. Inches is going to work to get a backup fob created just up here to the north. So Killa's team going all in on this middle point. And we'll see here how Fives' team is going to deal with this too. 40 seconds left now in staging until we get started. And it doesn't look like anyone's in the heli to start with, so Bishop's just going to be flying recon, it looks like. So they're going to be utilizing their logic trucks here to get these flops down. A little bit of a different approach here on the Ukrainian side. You see Fives' team, they have a squad in the heli, and it looks like they're going to be trying to hot drop. So I take that back, actually. It looks like the Russians' objective, they're only trying to get this fob here in the north, and then to the south here, this is actually Ukrainian fob creation mark. So we're going to see a hot drop here yet again from Fives' team. And oh no, this rollout is... Oh no. Oh man, I said it earlier, the rollout is super important when it comes to these scrims. And this is going to delay the Grata getting into position, and then also one of the IFEs here on the Russian side. So let's go take a look here at Neva Upper, and we're going to see the Ukrainian helicopter coming in from a distance. I bet you they land right here in that field. Right, I bet wrong. This field. Hasselhoff not able to stick the landing out of the heli, but Dev able to get the heli on the ground. And you can see that the Ukrainians there, they have an emphasis on getting that fob created as quickly as possible. So they're going to get on that point, they're going to capture Soloniki, and they might be able to cap Neva Upper.
Dev's down.
But hold up, Dev Rotors hits the tree, so that limits where they're going to be able to put this radio. They need to get this down as soon as possible, so they're able to get it. I don't think it's going to change too much. They just might end up losing that heli.
Is the radio in the field?
On the north side here, you can see that Intro Squad is pushing up here. They're going to get this fob created on the north side of Neva Upper.
Hold on, I'm with the grab.
They should be able to get that down here soon. You can see the armor here for the Ukrainian side. They just crossed. You can see on the map the Russian armor here going to be positioned further out to the west side.
Alright, grab positioning, stand by.
One holding the southern road and one holding, looks like going to be helping at Neva Upper. See a rally set up here by Irish in the tree line. They're going to be trying to get control on the south side of Neva Upper. But it's looking like the Ukrainians have the better position for now. They already have a hab created on Neva Upper. As soon as Soloniki is taken, it's right at 44% right now. They're going to be able to start capping Neva Upper. You can see the Ukrainian BTRs are now pushing into the forest here. Our first initial infantry engagements at Neva Upper. And it looks like we have an armor engagement here now. Lyric and Climax getting a few shots off at one man. And the second BTR are going to come here for backup as well.
Only one shovel with you.
Yeah, but a BTR on 3 move mark on top of the hill. South side of the train tracks.
Squad 6 taking contacts east.
These Silver Mercy pushing up, trying to help out as well. And these BTRs right now don't really... Oh, hold up. You're getting some shots here in the distance. Looks like Arch and Glassheart able to get some really effective fire on Lyric and Climax. That looked like a nice hit from Silver Mercy. Not sure if that actually connected. But Arch and Glassheart, they're taking this opportunity to push. They don't know about the second BTR with Reese and Merc. And now Lyric and Climax falling back a little bit, making sure that they don't get taken out. In the meantime, we have some infantry engagements here on the south side of Neva Upper. Oh, that's a good nade. Oh, double kill there from Vaunt. Takes out Theodore and Feathers. Movan unaware of Vaunt's position. Seemed like Vaunt saw him either. Now he does. Good nade there. Vaunt's able to take out Movan though. So some initial infantry engagements. You can see Bakiha coming up right behind the BTR actually. And Atomic's not in the vehicle. So Bakiha takes out Atomic. This makes the BTR a whole lot less viable for the IFE. He takes the shot, so Atomic Monkey goes down. Reese without a spoon, having to solo this Ukrainian IFE now. Hear the comms right there, driver dead, and he's going to run into Arch and Glassheart. And there's no gunner right now. Wow. Reese trying to do what he can by hopping to the gunner seat, but Bakiha effectively neutered that IFE. So the Russians able to get that armor advantage, take out one of the IFEs. We saw Lyric and Climax there retreating. They're going back to main to rearm and get fixed up again. So far, the Russians are winning the armor fight, but the Ukrainians are winning the cap fight. You see that the Ukrainians have their hab still. They're pushed up all the way to the north side.
We have a suspected spawn by Lower Neva, southeast. Unsure on placement.
Go take a look over here to the northeast corner. See a lot of infantry engagements happened here earlier. It's like the Russians coming out on top for the most part here. Ooh, good nade there. This rally under Soul, Kleinen, and Hawk pushing in, trying to see if they can come to the rescue. Kleinen just about across that rally threshold. And it gets burned.
Then yeah, just continue north until you get to the 6th location. 6, you're gonna have to push further west and assist.
And Shep goes down. There's still some Russians though left in this tree line. You have Bort Door Tactical. You have Deadly Feet. So we have these infantry engagements. You do hear some armor engagements in the distance.
I got RTB. Billy's got RTB.
Make sure I'm not missing any of these.
Where are their mortars at?
Looks like the Russian BTR is RTB back to main. You see some infantry engagements here in the southwest corner of Neva. What's that BTR? It's gonna be here at Soloniki. So Lyric and Climax pulled back to Soloniki because the Russians are actually in the radio room. So Excalibur, Default, and Future here able to get the radio staged at least. So this kills any spawns for the Ukrainians. I don't see how they're going to be able to get this fully disabled, but they did get the radio on bleed. And Future was the last man left standing. He's going to go down. With that IV support, Lyric and Climax were able to take out all of these Russians. That was a good effort. That was a really good effort. They were able to get that radio on bleed, but the Ukrainians should be able to get this radio back up no problem. Go check in on Neva Upper here. The Ukrainians still have the advantage at Neva Upper. It is 100% capped by them. And they're going to be pushing further north, actually. So the Ukrainians have located this Russian fob. And they're starting to push up, seeing if they can keep going and take out maybe one of the radios.
No, we were taken out by BTR.
Unlucky, okay. Hey, I'm ready for David. Someone on the radio there.
Oh no, that was a TK there from Norseman that actually saves Merc.
Literally can't fucking peek out. That's so fucking stupid, man.
So Merc for now staying alive there on the western side. That's going to draw some attention here from Norseman. That gives an opportunity for the Ukrainians to push up from the south side.
That's close, Norseman.
Yeah, I heard. I'm sorry for TKing you, man. I'll get you up in a second.
And it looks like Merc bleeds out, actually. He wasn't able to get the bandage off in time. You got Krusty here pushing up to the south. Could be wrapping around the outer edge.
We're digging radio now. We're digging it back up.
Okay, copy. Just spawn in a wave. I mean, you're gonna just have to get.
And it looks like the Ukrainians were able to get that radio dug down for the most part here. But the Russians were able to get back in time, neutralize the infantry, and get that radio back up. Good try there from Krusty, not able to get all the kills he wanted, and you can see the Russians now starting to spawn back in on the hab. But the Ukrainians, though, as a result of that, have firm control of Neva Upper. And you can see there is a rat squad, actually, up here led by Infected yet again, and they're going to be... It's AAS, so they know where their points are. They're going to be going towards Rye Cave here. You know, they are probably going to run into Killa, and they might be able to start capturing that point. So we'll check in on their progress here in a moment. Taking a look at the rest of the map, Soloniki looks to be completely cleared out of Russians, and the main engagements is just going to be right here in Neva Upper. See a lot of use out of those fragmentation RPG rounds.
Yeah, that's just what I would do.
You can see a coordinated push happening here from the Ukrainians. They're going to keep on pushing. They know exactly where the radio and the hab are for the Russians. Nice shot from Silver. Takes out Inches. Follow Merc as he gets closer.
My guys are getting killed within years.
And you can see the hab is now proxy. Those rings turning red means that the Russians are no longer able to spawn on the hab. There are too many Ukrainians present. On the armor support coming in to help from way in the distance there. You have Arch and Glassheart, and they are picking off the southeastern end.
Just use
Even with all that support, this hab still was proxied. There you go, just cleared out the proxy. That's a 30-second timer there for that hab to come back online.
I think I killed enough to unproxy it.
He is true. He did kill enough. Merc gets taken down too. If this guy's able to crawl, if Snacks is able to crawl a little bit closer, it's going to be proxied again.
Right here. Let's keep this up.
It should be proxied about now. There it goes. Only one spawn able to get off this hab here. Qui-Gon able to come in. Rio's going to see if he can clear out this south end. Rio able to get one. He clears out the proxy. The Russians winning the majority of these engagements. They're going to be able to spawn in about 20 seconds. Nice kill from Stubbly. Clears out Snacks. Alright, for the most part, the Russians were able to hold off that assault. If we check in back up here to the northwest, we did have that lurk squad here that was pushing up. And Killa not aware of these guys' presence. The rally did not get burnt down. And Killa here lying out in the field. Yeah, and Infected knows exactly where this radio is, so he's going to get one of his guys to come and dig it down. We did hear a call out about radios earlier, too.
Roger, we're
Oh
bound.
no, we have a engagement here. This grad's about to die. What just happened there? Does a full 360, one man trying to get his bearings. He shoots the gunner out of the grad, but the driver Reese is still up, and they're gonna get ran down. Reese just trying to run away, and there's no escape. He's gonna go down. And here we go. If we check back in on this point, looks like Killa was able to take out HVAC marksman.
Commander Hab proxied again, Commander Hab.
I know, I'm working. I just killed 2 more. Trust me. They keep sending these 2 guys over here. I killed them.
Yeah, you hear from Killa a little frustrated. He keeps on getting poked and prodded, but he was able to save that radio. He's going to save that point for Right Games Club. And I think that call out was the Russians figuring out where the hab and the radio are at Neva Upper here. You can see Zariah going to be in this building, able to take out Nightmare Fuel. And he was able to take out, it looks like he was able to take out a lot of guys here. Nice work here from Zariah. So the Russians know where that radio is. You can hear a BTR up on the left over here. And he's just going to be camping here looking towards the northern spawn. Really nice grad rockets coming in here from Echo. Takes out Merc and Snacks. With 1 TK, but very effective fire here. Do hear some fighting here in the southeast. Looks like it's going to be Pancakes versus a whole assortment of Russians. He gets taken down. So with that, the Russians have control of the southeast corner and the northwest corner. And they're trying to figure out a way to converge into Neva Upper.
Heli is up now. RTB.
Alright, good shit, Bishop.
Yep, you hear that call out again. I mentioned it earlier, but yeah, the main camping rule does not apply here. So
Still 20
the
minutes.
BTR squads, you heard that call out.
4.5 minutes.
Killa saying, "Hey, you know, you guys just hold the main road. We can see them right here." Where are they? Let's see. There they are. Yeah, you can see this is a nice angle here. They're just holding that main road, and anytime a vehicle comes out, they're gonna take them out.
We're bringing the BTR down to the infantry. I think we really need to get there's borders on
Same with helicopters, though. Dev here coming back to main base. He might get taken out by this IFE. Don't think one man wants to give away his position, so he's not going to take those shots.
You guys are doing
Checking
great.
back here at
There, just keep
Neva Upper.
pressing.
You can see a lot of infantry fighting going to happen here on the east side.
I'm bringing BTR and Brahma support, guys.
Copy, yeah, Mark. Oh yeah, great positioning. I see it. Just gotta hack and take it out. Infantry pushing up from 7 observe.
Infantry all mixed in here on the eastern side. Hard to tell between friend versus foe. Just over 20 minutes have elapsed in this scrim, and right now
Yeah,
it's
they might rally on
it's looking fairly even. You know, right now there is
we don't get a spawn.
what, about a 60 ticket differential for Fives' team, and it's looking to just continue to grow. But it's definitely not as one-sided as last game. We haven't seen any radios get dug down. You hear some armor off in the distance. Let's go take a look.
I just dodged your toes off of that BTR.
Lyric and Climax, they got some really good position here. It looks like they did take out... Holy shit, he hit it! He just shot a toe shot, took out the helicopter. Fantastic shot there. And they were also to take out one of the Russians' IFEs as well. So, fantastic shooting there from Lyric and Climax. And that's going to increase that differential even more. And the cap has started here at Right Caves Club. That Lurk squad led by Infected Scientist was able to take out Killa. They're going to have this radio bleeding out here in just a few moments.
It's 2 of them capping at the moment.
Squad 9, enemy infantry.
And with this armor support too, looks like Lyric Climax are hanging back, but Killa here is a bit of a one-man army. He's going to try to salvage this point if he's able to. So the grad rockets should be coming in now. Nice shooting from Echo. Infected goes down. And now Marksman looks to be the only guy left on the point. But Flawful might run into Killa. It's like Flawful heard the Logi. He's going to be scanning, trying to find Killa. Awful. He has eyes on him. Gets a shot onto Killa. And he goes down. So Killa not going to be able to save this radio. I don't see a way for the Russians to be able to get here quick enough. So it's going to be minus 20 tickets. And then if Waffle comes back to the south, I believe 2 men is all they need. But they do have a third as well to start capping. Yeah, they're going to need Waffle to come south. So we'll check back on them here in just a moment. We do have lots of fighting still happening at Neva Upper. But if the Ukrainians are able to get that next point captured, then this isn't going to matter at all.
saw them, but we couldn't get a stable shot on them. We did find both of their lodges, so it's
That's good. Yeah, we'll keep her about a minute, so I'll scout after that. We have a squad that's dying. I can drop some troops on right caves to recover it.
Irish trying to do his best there. Thaniel does take out a few of them. Good shooting. We do see some more conflicts here on the north end. Looks like the Ukrainians trying to push to the north. But I think the real story here is going to be this lurk squad. There's 3 guys. That's all. And they took out a radio. And they stranded
Lost a lot of tickets.
not 1, but 2 lodges. And they might be able to capture this point as well.
They're capping a point.
Yeah, we see it.
These stranded lodges definitely going to hurt the Russian side. Because they only get 3. I'm not sure where the 3rd one is. Okay, it's going to be here at Maine. You can see the Russians trying to regroup, see what they can do to salvage. And their immediate priority is going to be Right Caves Club.
Squad 6, right on my body. There's lodges running around.
Massive ticket swing here at just about the 30-minute mark into the game.
Yeah.
Killa, Echo, watch for the BTR on your right.
Okay, got it.
Seeing lots of fighting still happening here in the southeast corner. Looks like these rocks are a big contestant point. And it looks like for the most part, the Russians have been winning these engagements.
Medics here.
Lot, get me up.
Thing is, it's not going to matter if Right Caves Club gets taken.
Please, only 1 medic.
See some fighting here in the northeast corner. Looks like the Russians were able to come out on top.
Yeah, just get your guys closer to point. There's only a couple people capping. Didn't kill him and recover.
Yeah, you hear the call there. I mean, he's right. There's only 3 people at Right Caves Club.
I think enemy
So
BTR
Killa calling for backup, just trying to get more people to stop the capture of the point.
I don't have a grenade, he's probably very close. 10 meters.
Kilo, can you scout that?
That's what the fuck? Just, there's a corpse on the outside of the map, but it really looks like a BTR corpse. I don't think they'd be that.
Wow, still able to turn on him there. It takes out Nightmare.
We just lost our lodge.
It's one of those vintage Tarkov hold W peaks.
We have 3 lodges in Right Caves. We don't have anyone supporting it.
And you hear a little bit of frustration there from the Russian side.
Easy prediction, putting a fucking anti-tank up to the north.
Oh, did I see that right? Yeah, Silver Mercy here, able to take out
So the BTR.
able to take out the Russians here coming up in the Logi. So that is a Logi that gets destroyed, I believe. Yep. Great shooting there from Silver Mercy, even though he does go down. And we see an armor engagement here happening. Lyric and Climax taken off guard. And I don't think they're going to be able to salvage this one. Yep, they get blown up, unfortunately. Alright, looking back here at the point, you have Marksman here holding it down. That cap has stalled at 89%. Killa goes down. Marksman with that kill, and with that, the capture continues.
Both helmet markers are accurate.
93%. We're going to see a massive ticket swing here in just a few seconds.
Any AT?
Yes. Negative. AT's north.
There you go. 4th point has been captured. About a 200 ticket difference as it stands right now.
It's two people, one man. You just gotta kill him.
It's 2 people and we have no one here to recap it. We're not gonna risk AT pulling on us.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If I'm armor and I don't have any infantry support near me, I don't think I want to go in solo either.
We need better defense. They're just walking onto our defense scout.
So with that point being taken, the entire rest of the map doesn't really mean anything anymore.
Give up and swamp.
Yes, spawn on my rally. Like 15 seconds. Yep.
Killa did put down a rally earlier, so you're going to have some rally swap in here, and all the resources from the Russian team are going to be focusing on trying to recapture that 4th point. In the meantime, we do have some sporadic infantry engagements over here at Neva Upper, but again, it doesn't matter. The only point that matters is going to be this right Caves Club.
Keep putting pressure on the Neva radio. I'm confident we're gonna get this back here shortly.
Alright, you hear some optimism there. Killa has a plan. As there is now a rally down here for this lurk squad. Bishop spots that Ukrainian IFE, which is coming to get their get back. It looks like it's going to be Fives and Vendetta. Oh, that's going to be in the Logi. Are they going to get a fob down? Holy shit, they're going to try to get a fob down. Yeah, if they're able to get this off, then that's going to cement the rest of the game. Echo pushing up here, trying to put some pressure, trying to maybe burn a rally. He's not able to get close enough. And you can see Killa, Rio, and Stu going to be coming in from the north side of the point. But the thing is, they're only playing off a rally. So with Fives getting this fob down and getting this hab built up, it's going to make it very easy for the Ukrainians to defend this point.
Our rally is burnt the east side of our fob.
The Vaunt, Bakiha, they're pushed up in the tree line. They know that there's something here, most likely a rally. I don't think they expect a hab to be here. You can see that Marksman just took out Stu on the point. And Vaunt should be spotting this hab. Vendetta goes down. It's up to Fives now to protect this so that the Ukrainians don't get spawn camped. He's able to get that kill. Nice shot. And Volt's coming back in to help clean up too. Out in the tree line, it looked like Marksman pushed up, was able to get to before getting traded out. And Infected now has firm control of the point. So with this hab, you see that spawn wave coming in there from the Ukrainian side. And they have plenty of people now. See that vehicle just blew up. It looks like we had another IFE engagement.
Where do you want us to build the new hab?
It looks like they got sandwiched on top of each other. But the Ukrainians did win that fight.
This north side, they're littered with AT.
There's backup coming in though. You have one man in slash batter here. And the Ukrainian IFE is completely upside down. They are in no position to fight. Holy shit, they didn't see him. They didn't see him. Now, one man and Slash wondering where did we just get shot from. Reese and Atomic, though, they don't have that much HP to work with. Slash and one man, they had no clue that the Ukrainian IFE was positioned there. And they're going to run off trying to get a better position. Ukrainians have firm control here of Rye Cave's club. You do have Killa here that's pushed up on the east side. He's got some support here from Bakiha. And they might be able to proxy this hab if Bakiha comes up with them. Nice shooting from Bakiha. And he goes down. LtCol's down, so Bakiha wins that fight. He's going to start to spawn camp this hab. Probably going to see a rally spawn or two trying to clear it out. Maverick's able to spawn in, and he goes down. So yeah, Bakiha now just going to be spawn camping.
Yeah, keep heli up. Scout for PTRs.
One man in Slash Batter trying to figure out where that Ukrainian IFE went. It looks like it wrapped all the way around to the north end. Meanwhile, one man and Slash are getting spotted here by the Ukrainian helicopter. And they're going to take a hit. Silver goes down, not before he gets a nice shot off to these guys. And they're still going to be mobile, though. 24 minutes left in this round. I don't think we're going to see it go that long. 43 tickets left for the Russian side. They were able to kill Bakiha off the hab, so they're going to be spawned in. And we do see a considerable effort now from the Russians to try and retake Rye Cave's club. See the spawn off the rally, but we have a full transport of infantry that was unloaded just up here to the north. And you're going to see these guys start to move on foot, and we'll see the first engagements over here on the east side. Hawk able to get that kill onto Vaunt. He's going to keep pushing up, might be able to burn this rally. You're going to see some more engagements over here. Bakiha facing off against a few Ukrainian infantry. Nice shooting there from Degon. And you can see all of this Russian infantry is storming into the point. There's not many Ukrainians physically on the point. They're all in the forest to the east. So all this Russian infantry is going to start capturing the point here. And we'll see the Ukrainians adjust. As soon as they see that, they're going to kick to the west.
Hey, Squad 8, my medic's heading to your guys up down right now.
Should start capturing this soon. Don't know exactly where the cap zone is for Rye Caves. It doesn't look like the Russians have enough people on the point just yet.
If there's one, there's probably more. Two more on the other side. We're pushing in right now.
Nice shooting there from Lyric. He gets traded out by Rio eventually. Good nade from Stu as well. So right now the Russians do have the advantage. They have a 1 chevron cap, only 34 tickets to work with though. And you're going to see the Ukrainians here start to focus to the west and try to hold off this point. One thing you can't allow to happen as the Ukrainian side is for the Russians to get a foothold back into this game. So you can already see they're starting to push back over. Maverick and Sharkface leading the charge. Maverick gets shot through the wall, good shooting there from Norseman. 29 tickets now left for the Russians. You can see a northern flank coming from Volt, Crab, and Merc. Meanwhile, in the east side, you have a lot of Ukrainians set up here in the tree line. Lynn, Result, Hasselhoff.
I mean, it couldn't hurt if squad 4 tries to cap knee of upper while we hold defense.
If you guys can lock, I can go. We only got tickets. We need to cap right caves though.
We still have one half up.
Killa's correct there. Their focus should be on right caves. That's your foothold back in. If you're able to take this point, you might be able to do something. But with that Logi going down, 21 tickets now, you're going to see the Russian side stop to give up. So anytime someone goes down, that's most likely their last life for this game.
Is Myth on radio? Is he digging that radio down?
You can hear Myths talking about Myth here. I don't think, not exactly sure what happened, but you know, we don't have the radio down here anymore. So maybe Myth dug it down. Maybe the Ukrainians were able to dig that down on their own. But we have Artie coming in now, and this is going to be Ukrainian artillery. My game frozen? Holy shit, my game froze for a minute. I was like, what's happening? The artillery coming in. And you do see that the hab was proxied earlier. Tactical Flamingo was almost able to get on the radio and start to dig it down. You do have Qui-Gon that is camping the hab.
I'm dead. Full squad pushed up.
Gremlin not aware that there is a Russian right next to him. 18 tickets left now. A considerable counteroffensive coming in from the Ukrainians. Came in from the north side. Looks like they're winning the majority of these engagements. Good kills there from Maverick. We hear the IFE shooting down here to the south. And it looks like this was a Ukrainian fob that was set up. Is this a Russian fob? I think this was a Russian fob that was set up. Yeah, and the Ukrainians here, they found the radio. So Lutfist's going to start digging this down. And if he's able to get that to bleed out, that is going to end the game. And not really much more that the Russians can do. You can see the bodies littered here of the Russians that can't give up because they only have 14 tickets left. That radio going to bleed out probably in the next 70 seconds or so. So we got a little bit over a minute left in this game. See a good amount of Russians here on the north side of the hab. They're being held back though. Flawful with a good line.
You're good, Bear.
And these guys are just getting surrounded. Have proxied again. Consolidated goes down. That does clear out the proxy. Raw on default here. Trying to hide by laying down. They get spotted out. Raw, the last man left standing here for the Russian side. And there you have it. So ticket difference of 253. That brings the total ticket difference to 399 tickets. That's the total ticket difference there. So quite a thumping there. Respect to Fives and his squad leaders. They were able to pull off, quite the feat there. 399 tickets is a lot. I'd attribute that mostly to really solid game planning and execution. They were able to take control of the middle point in both games and not lose it. And then they were able to win the majority of their engagements. They were able to push and prod with that lurk squad on the fourth point. And as we saw in the second game, Infected and his squad were able to capture that fourth point effectively by themselves, which allowed for them to have quite a difference in tickets. We did see, too, a little bit of differential in taking out radios. We saw that, especially in that first game, Fives' team was able to take out a few more radios than Killa's team. And in that second game, we didn't see as many radios get taken out. It was more about the capture points as well as the vehicles. But super fun to watch. Let's go take a look at the stats here. You see a few more incapacitations for the Ukrainian side. Revives are about similar, 65 and 66. And the vehicles killed, you can see the difference here. 11 vehicles killed versus only 6. Take a look here at the calendar, see what we got going up next. So later this week we have, it looks like on Saturday, we're going to have a One Life event. That'll be Saturday at noon Central, looks to be. So that is going to be casted by a different pairing. So that should be Dev and Irish, I believe, will be the casters for that. So tune in again on Saturday to see more. In the meantime, this has been a blast to cast. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the event team for putting it on. This is Zane, and we'll see you guys next week.